Very well. So I would start. Good evening to everybody, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Veronica. I am part of Hopeland. Hopeland is educational eco community based in Greece, and I'm here today with um, with Nefeli.
Hi.
And together we will guide you through today's session. I will start sharing my screen. So I would like to spend a couple of words to give you a bit of a context, because this webinar is part of a bigger project funded by the Erasmus Plus program. It's a small-scale K-Action 2 named Chakras. Chakras project is a cooperation in between Greece, Italy, Romania, and the Czech Republic. And together, organizations from these countries are since 1 year and a half cooperating together to support young people in building more resilient tools for their well-being and healthier routines, and at the same time provide youth workers with new and innovative tools to do so, merging the knowledge and the methodologies of non-formal education. We did several activities during this project. One of them has been developing phone app called Hope. We will delve a bit more into that towards the end of the webinar, but let's say that the Hope app is incorporating some exercising and activities for young people and youth worker. And in today's webinar, we would like to propose you some of the concepts and method behind these activities and share with you what we got, what we developed, and hopefully ways for you to apply it to. The general flow of today's webinar will be focused on how to embrace cooperation, how to bring more empathetic communication inside of our teams or inside of the group of people we are working with. We would like to go from a brainstorming phase and a collective sharing on what cooperation means to us and what are the challenges connected to that, and what are we maybe already actively doing to overcoming them, or what do we need to go through this process. After that, we will present to you some elements from some of the activities that are inside of the Hope app, especially focusing on one of the topics of nonviolent communication, that it's the distinction between requests and demands, that we found that it's particularly significant and valuable when it comes to team dynamic and team communication. So I would say that that's it from the intro. I would like to give the floor to Nefeli for the first part about the definition of cooperation.
Thank you. So, hi everyone, I'm Nefeli, and we will begin with an exercise from Hope Up. One of the most important factors for having a positive experience in our working environment and our working team is cooperation. It helps us build stronger relationships, be more creative, and trust one another. But what does cooperation mean to each one of us? And how can we define it in a way that will help us have a share communication, a share understanding, and for everyone to agree that we will act in alignment with it? Before we begin the exercise, I will ask you to get a notebook or a piece of paper and something you can write with. This exercise is called Embracing Cooperation, and it might be more like a homework exercise. First, we will take some time to write down what cooperation means to us personally. What is our definition of cooperation? We can start maybe with some words that come to our mind and then continue to a full sentence. We can take 2 to 3 minutes for that. I don't know if everybody's done. Do you need more time? Okay, I will continue. Over the next few days, you can discuss this topic with 3 different people from your working environment or your working team. And at the end of the last day, you can decide whether you will keep or you will change your original definition. This process not only helps the team to agree on a common definition on cooperation, but it also builds trust among team members and creates a sense of connection and mutual support. For the next part, we will do a brainstorming activity. And we can explore how we can improve cooperation and overcome challenges in our working teams. I will ask you a series of questions, and we can use the Zoom whiteboard feature for everyone to write their thoughts. Vero, can you share the whiteboard?
Yes, I think I cannot share the board if I'm also sharing the screen. So, okay.
Okay. On the left side, you can see some sticky notes here. You can choose a color, put it somewhere on the whiteboard, and write down your thoughts. So the first question, if you are all ready, what would enhance the cooperation in your team? I was talking and I was on mute. So the next question is, what are some difficulties or problems you are currently facing in your organization? You can take a second sticky note. And the final question, what potential solutions can you think of these challenges? What would help you overcome these challenges and problems? Okay, now we can take some time to read what everybody has written. And if anyone feels comfortable, you can unmute yourself and share your thoughts with the team and maybe elaborate a little on what you have written. Any volunteers brave enough to share?
I will break the ice. I found very interesting the fact that there are a lot of common elements. Like, I don't know, I guess we are maybe belonging to somehow the same context within organization, but I strongly believe we are working very differently. But somehow, yeah, there is a lot of not enough space for sharing, isolated work, difficulty to communicate at maybe bigger level, general level. So it's, yeah, it's I mean, it's interesting to see common challenges. I also think that in our work there is not much space often to share about issues among organization and among youth workers. And yeah, I found it valuable to double check, like, this is not just my team issue, no? It's a shared topic, and yeah, might be interesting to work more on that, maybe through cooperation projects and find solutions, tools.
I also think it's super interesting to see that kind of all agree on that it's lacking on communication. And I also read ask for help from somebody else, and I realized that by myself that this is also something I need to learn more, because sometimes I feel like, okay, the team is not working well together, but it's also my responsibility to change, or I could change something about it if I would ask for help. So that's nice to read, to get a reminder, okay, that's also something I can do to improve the situation.
Thank you. Anyone else want to add anything? Or else we can continue with the presentation.
I will share again. So this second part will be focused on a brief introduction to non-violent communication, and how can we try to implement it in team setting. For the ones that are not familiar with the topic, like, it's a methodology developed by Marshall Rosenberg, with the aim of building empathy and active listening and compassionate communication skills. It's I think important to say that it's not a rigid structure or a rigid formula, but it's more a mindset. Like, how can we actually train ourselves into this kind of attitude? And so it can be adapted to many different individual contexts or many different team contexts. So what the methodology tried to do is to support people to go beyond what Rosenberg called life alienating communication, and go beyond the elements that usually characterize this type of communication, that are often like the usage of a language that it's focused on judgment, or strong sentences, or a way of communicating that brings a very sharp definition of what is right or what is wrong, that are full of maybe blame or anger, or not taking care of the other person's feelings. So by contrast, this is what nonviolent communication tries to do. So to encourage this kind of change of perspective and focusing on observing what is happening without bringing judgment, so without evaluating, and be able to communicate in an effective way. What are you feeling and what are your needs connected to that before making maybe a question or making a request. It's, for example, about avoiding certain kind of words, certain kind of verbs that might bring this sense of pressure, this sense of constrictions. Like example could be like, you should do that, or you have to do that. That said, usually, like it's we found interesting to focus a bit on this difference between demand and request, because from our experience, like we often find in the position during team working, in asking or being asked to do or to say something, and in a way that sometimes this is not super effective. So first of all, in nonviolence communication, when we speak about demands, this is usually a statement or a question that reflect a hidden expectation. In the form of a question, it's usually leads to a yes or no close answer from the other, from the person that it's communicating with you. Like, would you do that? It doesn't leave much space to communicate. Yeah, I would like to, but maybe I don't feel super comfortable for that. It leads directly to, yes, I can do it. No, I cannot. And this might, according to also the Rosenberg, like bring compliance out of fear. So like I say yes just because I am scared of what might happen if I say no, or I say yes, but inside of me I'm not okay with that, and this can bring to resistance, to or avoidance. While making your statements as a request instead can open a space where the other person is free to first of all check, how do I actually feel about what has been asked to me? And on that, maybe it can like open a space for a discussion, open a space in which we can actually bring into the conversation something more than the request itself. How do I feel about the request? What can we do together to meet the needs behind the feelings? And to give an example, it's like to go from this kind of statement to this kind of statement. So it tried to train a perspective that is going beyond simply asking, but to phrase it in a way that opens this space for collaboration, creating maybe also empathy with the person that it's communicating with you. How to do it? We first of all highlighted the main characteristics that the request has. First of all, they should be like, it's important that the person knows exactly what you are asked. Sorry. So in this sense, concrete and specific. It's important to focus on what it's there. So present, to try to use the positive language. So instead of focusing on the do nots, focus on what can we do. But at the same time, like trying to find a way to make it doable for both of the people, for the team. So check what are actually the like what each of you in the team can bring in order to commit to the request in a matter of time, in a matter of experience. And finally, when expressing, express needs and not strategies. Usually it's said that this kind of communication follows 4 main steps. The first one is observing without judgment. So it's more focusing on the what is actually happening. An example could be like instead of saying you often don't listen to me when I'm speaking, turns this kind of statement in an observation without judgment can be in our meeting today, I observed, I noticed that you were a lot on your phone. Second element is express feelings. Non-violence communication try to encourage people to take responsibility for their own feelings. And this usually requires to try to change the perspective in what the other people are saying or doing is not much the cause of our feeling, but a stimulus. It's something that is happening, but I am the person responsible for how what is happening is making me feel. Identifying needs. This is about bringing awareness of, okay, I feel that, why? Because outer expression of feelings is usually an indicator of an unmet need, an unfulfilled need. That can be a need to be accepted, a need to be seen or listened. And finally, according to the previous 3 steps, make a request. I don't know if there are already some questions, because we then try to prepare some like couple of scenarios in which what could be a demand and what could be instead the request according to nonviolent communication. But before going there, if there is something that might not be clear, because I know I talked a lot, and this is like really just preview of a very wide concept that we could take hours to talk about it. Okay. So first one was like how, for example, the situation in which we need a more focused meeting. So the demand would be, yeah, you need to pay attention to me, or you need to stop using your phone. While the second kind of answer, no, like really breaking through, yes, this is what I'm observing, this is what makes me feel, what I am living through. What is my need? I need your attention, I need your presence. And how can we make it through? Second example. No, like the demand is, you have to help me with this project or task, or I won't able to finish it. And for example, here we can observe that this come with a like a compliant or an imposition to act upon it, leaving no space to double check with the other person, and bringing like making the other person maybe feeling obliged to just oblige. So it's rather than support the person to support you by at the same time making them feelingly like genuinely willing to help. Praising it using the NVC request instead might bring up possibility to bring in the conversation vulnerability, bring in the conversation appreciation, or highlighting potential positive impact in the collaboration with this person. We would like to make a final like collective exercise, and I will open the board again and try to use this example, like how to ask for respect work time, like focus work time, how I am finding myself in the situation in which I'm working in a room full of people. I need to focus on what I'm doing, but I've been constantly like interrupted by other people talking, by people asking me things. So I'm not able to focus anymore. How can we try to request others to respect our need to focus in a way using the tools we discussed a bit? So I will open the board. Where is it? And I will leave you some minutes to, take a post-it, maybe try to write down how would you do it, and we can afterwards share. I will also leave to you the example. I see there are people approaching the writing now, so we'll keep giving you some more minutes. And if you're already finished, maybe you can start enjoying what others are exploring and sharing. Okay, so we can start wrapping it up. I saw that Zoom is super smart and it's sharing the board automatically. I didn't know about it. So you can still have the opportunity to access it. And I released, like, I invite you to keep exploring within yourself this kind of exercise. So I will start sharing again the screen. No. And I give the flow back to Nefeli.
So for this part, we will do a gratitude practice. We can write either on the notebook or piece of paper, or even in our phone. We will take a few moments to reflect on the positive aspects of our working environment. I want you to think of 3 things that happened in the past week that made you feel gratitude. This can be either small acts of kindness from colleagues, a project milestone, or anything that made you feel joy and fulfillment. You can take some minutes to write it. And after that, if anyone feels comfortable, they can share with the team. I don't know if you need more time, but you can take time after the webinar so you can continue the exercise. In general, this exercise is a nice practice you can do every day. Either it's about your work environment or your everyday life that will help you look for the glimpses of your life, the good things that happened. And so you can focus on that and feel grateful for things that happening on or people in your life and your working place. So, Pedro, I will pass the microphone back to you.
Sorry. Working home challenges. Yes. So thank you for following us up to now. I would like to add about this last exercise that this is something we practiced during youth worker mobility. We did during this Chakras project, where Nefeli was with me, and so this also this webinar, it's a way for us to share some things that we also experienced firsthand. As final part, I would like to introduce a bit more to you the Hope app. This app has been developed with the idea to support people in build routines towards well-being. This because we realized after some local action surveys that, yeah, we are all very much willing to do something for ourselves, to do something that makes us feeling good. But the hard part is to keep up with that. So what we tried to do with this, with developing this application, was give people the possibility to experience activities that will enhance somehow well-being, or find the time to bring self-love to yourself. Suggest activities, but suggest them in a way that they are really break down in small steps that you can easily embed in your daily routine. So each experience, each exercise has different levels of difficulty, bringing you from take 5 minutes per day into maybe take 30 minutes per day. So we prepared a video just to show you how it is inside, how the application works. We have two modalities. The first one, Explorer mode, it's more you can do many things. And the other one, the classic one, you do one experience at a time. They are different because they work then differently on how you get points. We have different topics connected to experiences. Those are the main ones. For example, you enter one topic, you have two different experiences. This is one list of experiences, and you start with the first one. You have instructions, what do you need, some extra resources, and choose your level. You can set up daily reminders. This will be connected with your calendar on the phone. And this is the only main interaction with the phone that the app has. So it's up to you to keep actually doing the challenge or not. You have the possibility then to see and evaluate yourself during the activity, to go back to how you are actually doing. Often you have the possibility to skip 1 or 2 times and you don't lose the levels. we prepared this QR code if you want to download the app or save the link for later. And Nefeli, if in the meantime, can you share in the chat the evaluation form link? Would be nice. Thank you very much. So we would like to ask you to take like a couple of minutes to fill in this evaluation form. That it's really helpful for us. Also, I forgot to mention that this video call has been recorded, and the reason behind is because we want to keep it and upload it in the project platform. So if you wish that your face is not visible, maybe you can text it now in the chat and we will make some arrangements in post-editing.
Hi. Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for all the webinars. Yeah, dynamics. It was very nice to get more learnings. Thank you. I'm just checking on the app, and I wanted to know if it's so is it like for a individual work, this app, or can I
Yes.
use it for groups of people?
Has been built for individual use, yes. But like if you you have the possibility to check all the levels. So if you want to take like the levels for yourself and applying the levels for work in a team, or like use one phone for a group of people and doing the challenges collectively, it can be done. Like this is what we actually did it during the mobility, not using the phones, but we translated some of the experiences we uploaded in the app into group activities. So yeah.
Okay, thanks. And they are activities for which objective, or what's the purpose of the app? I don't know if I listened to the main objective.
The main objective is to support young people in building healthier routines.
Okay.
So as I said, when we were approaching this project and doing the first activities and research, we realized that the main issue when it comes to well-being is to keep up. Like, yeah, it's easy to go once to yoga lesson or to do yoga once at home, but the real challenge is to keep with that, actually, to be able to embed it in your routine in an effective way. So this is the intention behind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll have a look. Thanks.
And in the app, we left open the possibility for people, but also for youth workers, to add more challenges, to send to us more experiences, more activities that can be involved in the application in the future. So to bring it alive and to make it more, more open. And it's like create your experience. There is a button named create your experience, and it leads to a Google form where you can share information, resources, and then the people in charge of managing the app will take the content. Good. I really thank you, all of you, for staying with us tonight. And yes, I hope you will enjoy Hope. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
night.
Thank you. Bye bye.